How's it going, guys? Mask here, back with some Knights Chronicle, and today we're taking a look at Rebecca. Now, Rebecca is a special SSR unit because every single person in the entire game has her. Now, I wish I'd thought of reviewing her earlier, because really this should have been one of the first characters I reviewed, because every single person starts the game with her. She is your first SSR character, and because of that, it's really important for you to actually learn something about her. And I'm going to start this video off right away with sort of like a pretext warning, guys. Rebecca is probably one of the worst SSR characters in the game. Mind you, she is a light nuker, which means when we do have a bunch of dark bosses that require being nuked, she's not the worst option to turn to, but to be honest, she doesn't fit on a single team in the entire game right now. She doesn't fit in PvP. She doesn't fit in PvE anywhere. At no time are you going to go out of your way to bring her along in a SSR Advent dungeon. And this is where I'll tell you, the SR unit Seiya is basically Rebecca, but better. You're going to want to focus entirely on Seiya instead of Rebecca. But being your first SSR character, just for account progression, you're probably going to level her up. You've probably already leveled her up, to be honest, and she's not the worst. She is still a single target nuker. We'll take a look at her skills. Light fire multi-strike chance, so not really a great leader. She does have a 100% chance to decrease all skill cooldowns by 2 turns upon killing a unit, but she is looking at a 5-turn cooldown on her skill 2 and a 7-turn cooldown on her skill 3. Most heroes have a 3-turn cooldown and a 5-turn cooldown already, so it's almost like this passive is doing basically nothing for her. Her level 60 passive does 30% more damage to marked targets, but she never gets to take advantage of that 30% bonus with her skill 3, because her skill 3 is what marks people. So that's also almost a useless passive, only buffing the damage of her skill 1 and 2, when really if we were trying to find a place where she's actually useful, it's going to be in her nuking capability, but nothing else in her entire kit actually improves the damage coming out of her skill 3. Now to take a quick look, her skill 1, Condemning Spear, 100% of attack to 1 target, 35% to deal 20% additional damage. Not really doing a lot of damage there. She's got 120% of her attack cleave to 3 people. No debuffs, no nothing, just damage. Skill 1, no debuffs, no nothing, just damage. Skill 3, no debuffs, well, she marks, okay, 1 debuff, no real debuffs or buffs, just damage. So she does damage. She is an SSR unit, so she'll have SSR stats, so she'll do decent amounts of damage, but really is not worth investing heavily into whatsoever. Every bit you invest into Rebecca at the beginning of the game, you're going to regret, because you're going to want to have put it somewhere else. Like Seiya. If you haven't caught on yet, Seiya is great. She's an SR character. She's basically a better version of Rebecca. Now, as far as runes go, I think I said that right too. You're going to want to put her on a very standard attack and HP build. She's a little on the tanky side. You kind of want her surviving, and has no natural survivability built into her kit at all. So similar to people like Ruby and Kayn, you're going to put her on 4. Let's pop into the rune section real quick. You're going to have her on, I never remember the names of them. 2 Rune of Life. And where are they? Come on. And 4 Rune of Rage. Essentially the ones that buff your attack and the ones that buff your HP. And then as far as substats go, get back into the hero real quick here. Actually, talent section is the best way to check this out. As far as substats go, I don't even know why I came back here. Like I was going to actually show you something. In slot 1, you have attack speed, crit chance, crit damage, HP, and accuracy. I mean, she is a damage dealing character, so she's going to benefit from that crit strike chance. Try to get those crits more. You're not going to use her in PvP, so I would stay away from attack speed altogether. She simply is not worth bringing into PvP. So the only time I'd ever fathom bringing her onto a team is like a Dark World boss. a dark world boss. You could put her on that team because it's 5 people. They all have to be light. That's somewhere where you could use her. So and at that point, it's straight PvE content. You're going to want her on crit strike chance. I wouldn't focus crit damage at all because she doesn't have any natural crit chance built into her kit. So she's never going to crit often enough if we focus on crit damage as substats. So basically HP and crit chance in slot 1. In slot 2 is exactly the same. So HP and crit chance. In slot 3, we have evasion, multi-strike, counterattack, HP recovery. You're looking at multi-strike, counterattack, and HP. Those are your three things to focus on in slot 3. Slot 4, you have multi-strike, counterattack, and attack. Obviously, attack is she's a number 1. Slot 4, attack. Slot 5, attack. Slot 6, you have attack. You have and crit strike chance with a little bit of multi-strike. In that order. Because, I mean, at any time, you're always trying to find, okay, this is what I have left of my... You never always have perfect runes for everybody. So, in slot 6, your attack, crit strike, multi-strike. In that order. Slot 5, attack, counter-attack. Everything else is crap. Slot 4, attack, multi-strike, counter-attack. Ignore the rest. That's how you'd set her up, rune-wise. She does have one decent purpose, like I said, a light world boss. You would use her with, and she's going to put in some pretty solid damage for you. Let's take a look at her talents. There's going to be a pretty basic tanky damage dealing talent setup. Now, because, like I said, one of the only spots you literally are ever going to use her in, period, is if she has an elemental advantage. This is one of the first times I'm ever going to tell you. Her best tier 1 talent is elemental damage increase, because the only time she's ever a useful unit is if you're using her in a world boss, because you can't bring anyone but light people on that team, and she is at least one of the 5 best light people in the game. Not the top of the chart, but she's at least on the chart. Now, if you are very early in the game and you just got her level 50 and you are just using her to clear all the story mode content, weapon mastery still will be better. You're going to want to get that basic attack increase because she's going to be attacking all types of units. So if you're still very early in the game, she's your first person, you've just popped this video up, I got a Rebecca, what are we going to do with her? Oh crap, but I made it this far, awesome. You're actually going to want to use the attack talent. It's going to help you actually progress in the game. In skill 50, in the 52 range, we have sharp energy, 80% to bleed using skill 2. Not very good at all. We have boss damage increase and arena damage increase. Obviously, you're choosing boss damage increase here because she's never going to be good enough to use in the arena. Boss damage, boom. Burning weapon, 50% chance to burn using skill 1. It's 50% chance to burn. Still terrible. Decrease elemental damage taken by 15%. Because you're only ever going to be using her against things you have the elemental advantage against, you're not worried about decreasing. Oh, back that up. I'm wrong. Because of the specific relationship between light and dark, when they have the advantage, they also are at a disadvantage at the same time. So with Rebecca, if you're actually building her in any sort of mid to end game, any sort of mid to end game scenario, because I don't know, you're bored or you have no one else to focus on, but it's actually going to be best for you to use this decrease elemental damage taken by 15%, because the only logical place to use her is in a boss dungeon when she's versus a dark hero that it does have an elemental advantage against her. So she'll take 15% less damage. But like I said, once again, if you're a new player and you're just building her to try to help you progress, get through content, and unlock more stuff, you're going to want the base defense, because this talent right here is only useful versus dark monsters. This talent will be useful versus every person in the game. Moving on to 56, we have decreased damage taken in the arena. Nope. We have decreased damage taken from bosses, and 20% chance to increase attack by 30% when attacked. So 1 in every 5 hits, you get an attack boost, or you take 15% less damage from bosses. Your choices are between these two. Honestly, unless you're super bored and you have so many spare resources, even if you're new in the game, guys, I would not especially if you're new to the game. Sorry. If you're brand new to the game, maybe get her level 54 talent. I would not buy her 56 talent. Do not buy her 58 talent. And definitely do not pay for her level 60 talent. Save these resources. Save your rainbow essence. Save your... I mean, these other essences are really easy to get, which is why 54, it's only cost you 4. It's worth doing once. 52 costs you 2, and 50 doesn't cost you any. So tier 50, 52, and 54, I would buy if you're brand new to the game and you're just trying to raise her up to help you clear content. But 56, 58, and 60, don't buy them. Save the resources. Shadow, save everything and fodder. But I mean, if you are just trying to build her for boss dungeons, it's late. Like I said, you're bored. You're just like, what am I gonna do at that point? Against the boss battles, it's a tough say. Do you want to take her 50% less damage? I feel like if you're building an end game team, you're not really worried about her taking the damage. You have another way in your mind of mitigating that damage. So you want her to do as much damage as possible, so you're topping those leaderboards on those boss battles. So you're definitely going for Grudge and in tier 56, hands down. And on this one here, 20% chance for penetration's not going to help us. We have crit strike chance and crit damage. You're going to take the crit strike chance talent on her because she doesn't have any natural crit strike chance. So we aren't going to be critting enough to be able to win that argument of actually investing in crit damage. You got to be able to crit before crit damage is worth it. So you're definitely going to take the crit strike chance. And obviously, if you have the resources, you'll buy her level 60 talent. But like I said, the only reason you're ever going to really use this unit is in a world boss, a dark world boss, where you simply don't have any other good light units in the game yet. Exactly, Perry. Like, if you're just trying to max out the damage you can do to a world boss, you want to be rank 1 on that dark world boss, Rebecca is going to need to be on your team, and you're going to need to invest in her. And this is what you're going to do. That's all there is to it. But that's going to conclude my Rebecca review. And honestly, if you guys made it this far, heed my warning. Just limit the amount you invest in Rebecca, because she is just not a top tier unit in this game and is not going to carry you through any sort of late game content. Saya is an SR unit. She's who I'm going to be reviewing next. So look out for her video coming out tomorrow. And she is going to do everything Rebecca does, but way better, and also grant you bonuses in the Decane dungeon, the Decane SSR Advent dungeon. She's fantastic. And not to mention her skill 3 ignores defense, so automatically is even better than Rebecca's. Whew. Anyhow, so guys, thanks for checking this out, guys. If you're brand new to Knights Chronicle, and you're checking out this Rebecca video because she is your first SSR unit, welcome to the game for starters. Great to see you. There is a Discord link in the description down below, guys. I want you to join my Discord. I've got a Knights Chronicle section in the Discord now. We're going to work on growing it. Right now, there's like one room for us all to talk into, and when I feel the need, we're going to add a couple more specific places to maybe discuss builds. But for now, anyhow, join my Discord. I'd love to have you in there. There's a Knights Chronicle section. Come in, say hi. Maybe I'll make like a friend adding section. That's really cool too. You can get some actually dedicated, loyal people on your friends list. And yeah, just hang out. You also got my Facebook and my Twitter down there. Check out my social media. That's how you know when I'm going live on Twitch, when new content's coming out, how you can sneak into one of these videos and be in this chat above my head that I honestly should probably think about moderating a little more sometimes. I never really read what they say above my head or what they say about me. But thanks for checking this out, guys. Once again, check out check out the top link in my description. It's a link to download BlueStacks, the best way to play Knights Chronicle on your computer with take advantage of that better processing power your computer has, way better graphics. I keep bumping this too. Damn, I apologize. This probably happened like 10 times. It's my hands. Way better graphics, and of course, save your cell phone battery. Knights Chronicle kills your phone battery, especially when you try to play overnight. But that'll be it, guys. Thanks again. Smash that subscribe button and stay classy.